Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight, or today, actually, has graced us with another banner drop, and this time it is the Silver Bullet, which is related to the Döven Wolf found in Double Zeta from Haman's Neo Zeon, which also takes technology and is derived of the original Gundam Mk-V prior to the events of Double Zeta. But we'll get into the nitty-gritty details in a bit. Let's go down into the basic portions of the news here, which we do have a banner up, step up deal. It is a 4-step deal, giving you a chance to get 2-star mobile suits and materials up to the step 4 there. Unfortunately, there are no discounts there, so hopefully you got a bonus from work or a nice birthday present. Otherwise, it's up to you. On top of that, we are also getting a 3-star prototype Start Jigen level 1, level 2 into the recycled ticket counter, as well as the level 1 full armor slave ray. If you don't have it, great. On top of that, we are also getting the Start Jigen Hyper Bazooka level 1 and level 2 in that. That's pretty nice, especially if you don't have it. On top of that, with the banner, we are getting the Anaheim Electronics logo. It's pretty clean. Definitely something you could probably throw on your pilot. Might be pretty cool to throw it on a suit too. You never know. Really neat. Now with the DP exchange counter, we're getting the level 3 version of the Gundam Mk-III and the level 3 version of the Demo 3. So if you don't have those, or either of those actually, definitely suits that still are decent, especially if you don't have a great library of mobile suits. But you know, definitely something I would definitely collect. We also have some changes to the supply drop lineup, as well as a weekend battle schedule that's updated down here, including more scheduled matches, which I will not go into detail with, but if you feel like reading on your own, as always, I will throw a link in the description below. So, onto the nitty-gritty with the Silver Bullet. As stated earlier, today's banner, or tonight's banner actually, is the 650 cost Silver Bullet. We're only getting a level 1 version. It is a ground and space mole suit derived of the Döven Wolf and Gundam Mk-V technologies. Originally started in the Earth Federation, got transferred over to Neo Zeon through stolen technology, and then recaptured and essentially reintegrated and refined into what we now know as the Silver Bullet. On top of the banner, we also do get, if you're doing the 10 pulls, the Anaheim pilot suit seen in the tail end episodes of Gundam Unicorn, both either you consider the OVA or the TV series. Pretty neat, pretty cool if you like cosplaying like that, and you can actually see that down here. I will have some B-roll footage as you're hearing my voice of the actual small demo that they have for the Silver Bullet. Now, getting into the nitty-gritty of things, the Silver Bullet has pretty good stats right off the bat. 20 in beam and ballistic resistance respectively, and 32 points in melee resistance. It's a little more leaning towards melee, as you see with the 46, and 19 in range strength. Pretty good speed. High speed movement's pretty nice with 135, 220 respectively, and a thruster gauge of 70. 66 turning speed feels a little... could be on the low side, but I think it's decent enough that most people will get by without it, you know, worrying about it too much. But as its main weapon, you have a Jigen style beam rifle, 1800 power with 6 shots at 350 meters. Gives a lot of little flexible range here. 2900 power with the beam saber. And then going into its sub weapons, now we have side smoke grenades, which give you a chance to hide and avoid detection through things. Very similar to the Ifrit, not gonna lie. Pretty cool. May not even use it. But the big shiner right here, you got 1400 times 2 with its shoulder cannons, very much like the Döven Wolf. 90 heat rate does kind of prevent you from over spamming it, so controlling that heat rate, controlling that overheat is gonna be something that you're gonna have to very much exercise with this here. 12 tubes mobile missiles here that are incendiary. I would assume they fire at the very same speed as the Döven Wolf, but in this case, they're low power, but they do tick damage, so pretty nice. definitely something I would, use to follow up. This is a pretty cool thing right here going into it. It is a wired hand with the saber, just like you saw in the anime. And based on what I played around with in practice, it works very similar to the tri-blade system of the Toadster. The difference, though, is that it goes out towards the target and it swings down. So something to keep in mind when you do exercise and use it, and hopefully you'll be mindful of other obstacles in the way. So you might shoot it out and you might not even hit the target. So just something to kind of be aware. You also have 2 sets of incom units, very similar to like the Toadster, but these sick out, and I say sick out literally, like you're sicking your dog, but it's 600 power times 2, and they shoot 3 times, I believe. So first set, 2 set, yeah, about 3 times each. So you multiply that, about 1800 times 2, that's about 36 if they all hit. Plus or minus beam resistance and everything. So it's pretty nice to have, 50% heat. And then you got a nice good old beam launcher. I would say very similar to the MBL aspect that the Döven has. You have to sit still, you can't, you have to crouch, you can't really go prone, sadly. It does have a lot of range, it's constant damage, or it's 17 constantly for however many seconds, so it's not going to be like the G04 MBL. I would say it's more like the BSD, but lots of different things, especially at range, when we're looking at this, the missiles, and the beam cannon. So definitely has something to kind of keep both generals. I would say you could kind of pick a fight with the support, but I wouldn't do it for long based on what you can do with this. Also, one thing to note too is that the Silver Bullet actually has standard Federation swings, which I wouldn't say are very exciting, but as I've said in other videos, consistency is key. So with Silver Bullet, we have a significant shopping list worth of skills it has to offer. Now, of course, a bunch of those do look normal for most generals, even at this cost range, but there are a few that do stand out for me, considering that I haven't had to sortie with this yet. I haven't really done much a whole lot yet, other than actually overviewing this pretty much stat-wise and what it's able to do. But one thing that I noticed with the fact that, yeah, you get maneuver armor level 1, offensive system level 1, which significantly is interesting for a general. But primarily what carries over is the damage control aspect that the Döven Wolf has. This one gets it at level 3. Not sure if there's a difference, I don't actually remember, but I would say it's significant to the fact that this is going to definitely push the threshold, at least with some of the other options that are at that cost. It definitely has, with its shopping list of skills on top of the weapons that we just went over, it definitely feels like it's going to be a significant contender at 650, considering that we're more than likely getting more unicorn-based mobile suits in the near future. And on top of that, we also have a much significant extension in its radar threshold compared to some other generals, other suits that are in this category. It does have a lot of cushioning with its backbinders. Arm equipment has damage reduction, on top of the fact that it also has level 2 leg buffers. I can't stress enough, having leg buffers is so awesome. I would rather lose other stuff versus the legs. Why? Because you lose mobility. And you're a sitting duck. Nothing easier than a sitting duck. So with that said, that'll do it for my little explanation of tonight's banner, GBO2 news. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in chat below, or technically comments, I should say. I definitely look at them. I don't answer everything, but if you're not sure, definitely shoot into it. Anyways, if you like what you saw, like what you heard, definitely hit those like and subscribe buttons. It helps out the channel, helps out the video. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, peace out.